a couple of really good relaxing breaths flow through your system. It's almost like a cleansing breath. Huge inhale. Just that really relaxing exhale. You can tell in the body, the system is so excited to get moving, to get circulation flowing. But just begin with these good breaths to help the body know it's in a good spot. As we're allowing the breath to flow, we'll take a moment to connect with our intention for our class. The idea that we're working on today is the idea of perseverance without needing any sense of panic. So sometimes when things get hard, our brain immediately goes to this kind of like, I give up, I'm just gonna panic, and we lose sight of our breath. So instead today, keep the breath slow and steady. And we can always choose to skip challenges. We can say, okay, I'm happy exactly where I'm at. That's a good spot for my body today. So in this way, we're working with patience in our body, wherever our body's at. Coming back to strength, recovering. We're already being in a good, strong spot. And if possible, try to start connecting with the Ujjayi breath here. So this is a breath where the throat is lightly constricted. You take an inhale through that slightly constricted throat and exhale through it also. If you have difficulty finding it, a little trick you can do is make the sound and then close your mouth halfway through. That'll get you to that light constriction. So fogging up your glasses. When you close your mouth halfway through, you're in the Ujjayi breath. Try to keep that same constriction as you also take an inhale. This helps our breath to slow down. It's also really healthy for our throat area, getting that little bit of massage just by breathing. So take 3 or 4 more good deep breaths with this. As the next inhale wants to begin, start to take the right knee into the chest. Hands clasp around that right knee and just start to pull it in as much as feels good for today. Try to feel the left leg grounding back into the earth. Oftentimes it wants to lift up, so try to let it settle right back down. And then what we're going to start doing with this right knee is go back and forth between passing the knee into the right hand. The knee goes as wide as it can. And then pass the knee over to the left hand and let it move to a partial twist across the body. So don't feel like you have to rush through it, but take another 3 or 4 rounds like that, just easing into that hip joint. And the next time the knee starts to cross over the body, stay in the twist. Let the right arm open out to that right side. Keep the right shoulder on the ground. Just kind of play with that. How much does the knee want to move across the body in the twist? And how does it feel to breathe in a twist? Feel that deep massage that happens to the belly. including plenty of twists today just because they're so healthy for our spine. So whenever your next exhale completes, return that right hip back to the ground. Let your right leg start to stretch clear up to sky. And just let the hands be however high they can on the back side of the leg. It might be back of thigh, back of calf, or maybe one or two can reach for that foot. It's not a competition, just whatever feels good for the body here. Another inhale, exhale, and then this straight leg is going to head back to the twist over the body. And we're going to take cat chasing its tail. So the first variation is just let that straight leg be in the twist. That's perfectly fine to stay there. The next option would be taking our free right hand to grab our free left toes behind our back. So if you did get that grip, that's the full cat chasing its tail. Let this right shoulder try to peel back open to the ground. We're in a hamstring stretch and a quad stretch all at the same time. Let's take 3 more deep belly breaths from this spot. Good. When you finish that third breath, take hips back to the ground, trying to grab both feet. We're in happy baby. Feet are a little too far today. Grab shin, ankle area instead. And this will be your personal preference. Some people love to rock here, going left and right. Some people like to just hold in stillness, trying to get the knees to go wider and wider. So whatever feels good for you, that's what we're taking. Good. See if you can return back to that Ujjayi breath, a light constriction of throat. Feel how it kind of washes over the brain, sending the brain into just a calmer place. Good. So let's start to release the right leg, dropping it all the way down to the ground. Once we've got that, hands clasped around left knee. Start to pull this left knee in nice and tight. The right leg is trying to stay grounded to the earth. Feel that nice hip compression. When you're ready, let's start to take those nice knee opening rotations. So going back and forth between the left knee going to left, then crossing over the body toward the right. Just feel which parts of your hip and thigh are speaking to you here. This has a lot of connections going right up to this area. So imagine each rotation we take is just helping it out. Good. So maybe one more cycle going wide. And when we cross over the body, let it stay. You choose how deep to go, but keep the left shoulder very grounded. When hip starts to go back to the ground, let this left leg go up to sky. Starting to stretch it out. So maybe we grip behind thigh, calf, or toes. See where it's at today. No judgment allowed. This is just being with our body. Judgment doesn't necessarily help us. There's lots of things that got us to where we are. We've had to go through so much. Already persevered through a lot. So just be patient with you, where you are in your journey, knowing that sometimes our body will ebb, sometimes it will flow, sometimes it waxes and wanes. It's all a cycle of life. It's all a journey. One more inhale right here up to the sky. And exhale, start to let the straight leg cross over the body, heading to that twist. And if your left hand would like to try grabbing your free right toes behind your back, that would be the full cat chase against tail. If you're partway there, that's great. If you're all the way there, that's great. Just listen to your body. Take a few more deep, full belly breaths to our system. Maybe returning back to the Ujjayi breath if we lost it. Good, so one more inhale. Exhale, release. Come toward that happy baby again. Rocking or stillness, personal preference based on how it feels right now. And then releasing, let's work our way to a seated place. Sometimes it's nice to roll like a ball 3 or 4 times. Sometimes I just want to come up, so it's up to you. When you get there sooner or later, we're in a nice cobbler's pose. Knees open, with the spine relaxed forward. From here, and I'm not mirroring, so it's gonna look like I'm doing the opposite, but from here as you rise up, pick up your right knee, flip it over to your left knee, and then continue to just walk the hands behind you for a little spinal twist. Notice how this one doesn't get to the same spot that some twist do. This one for me, I feel the twist much lower in my back. Good, a couple of breaths in that spot. Let the knee flip back open. Come directly down to cobbler. Rising back up, flip your left knee over to the right. Tap behind, just spiral to this side. Next, back to that Ujjayi breath, if it feels good. Inhale. Exhale. Turn. Send both legs forward. They can be a little bit bent if that helps us sit better. But we ultimately circle arms clear up to sky and then release forward. The next inhale, right hand circles up to the sky, traces all the way back behind us. Exhale, that right hand returns. Left hand with the next breath. Inhale. And exhale. Take another each side. And pausing right back here in the center. Another full breath cycle. Heading on to hands and knees. Get there, move for a couple of cat-cows. Some of the signs doing today. Exhales and inhales. And then rounding up and down with the spine. Checking out those back muscles. Back to neutral. Let's tuck our toes, lift our hips, let our legs play around for a little while in our downward facing dog. Start to float your right leg clear up to sky. Feel it reach nice and high. Get that right foot to step all the way forward in between hands. When it's there, lower the back knee down. Get your hips to sink forward for a couple of breaths. If the knee's going really far past toes, let the toes scoot forward. Good. From here, start to float the right arm clear up to the sky. And see if it can open up higher than just 180 degrees. So if it can continue to open up, feel the chest spiral open, feel the pectoralis muscle, that shoulder muscle open. And drop the hand all the way down. Lift up the back toes. Float the arms up to the sky. We're balancing on those back toes. And from here, your left arm goes forward, your right arm goes back. Nice vertical twist. Beautiful. Hands come to the heart. Try to get yourself to balance. If you shift your weight onto your front foot, back leg floats. Beautiful. Hands drop down to the floor. See if the back leg can lift a little bit higher towards standing split. And release it all the way down to the ground. Then the knees, circle the arms clear up to sky. Hands to heart. And we'll take kind of like a twisted flow to take us back to the second side. So inhale, arms circle clear up to the sky. Leave the left hand there. Right hand comes to the back side of the hips and then just look over that right shoulder. Good, right hand back up. Left hand does that little spinal twist. And look back up. Beautiful, dive the hands all the way down to the ground. Your right hand reaches clear to sky. And down. Left hand rotates up, down. Inhale, half lift, hands slide up the shins. Exhale, hands all the way flat to the floor. Travel the feet back. As you come to the plank, kind of rotate the right hip down just a couple of inches, and then the left hip down a couple of inches. Back to the center, lower chaturanga. Nice cobra. It's over the right shoulder. The left shoulder. And tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Some people can balance here with taking the right hand to the left shin. Just give yourself a little pull underneath, a little spinning twist. And switch. Left hand to right shin, pull underneath. Good. So we're back to normal down dog. Float the left leg up high. Step left foot all the way forward in between hands. Lower the back knee down. Hips forward. Sometimes starts to float up to sky. Try to get it higher, further than just the space behind your chest. Start to try to open behind back. Good. And hand comes down. Tuck the back toes, lifting up that knee. Sweep the arms up to sky. Bring the balance. Vertical twist, right hand forward, left hand behind us. Good. Coming back up. Hands to heart. See if you can balance over your left leg. Hands drop down. Right leg tries to lift a little bit higher, standing split. And release it down, forward fold. Good. And the knees, roll the spine up. Another one of those little twisted flows. So arms sweep up to sky. Use the left hand. Right hand drops down. Twist over that shoulder. And come back up. Switch. Back up. This time, adding an extra step, sit back into chair. Bring the right hand to hook at the left knee. And the other arm spirals open behind. Good. Sweep the arms back up by the ears. Left hand drops to the right outer thigh. Your arm opens. Good. Arms back by the ears. Hands down to the floor. Straighten the legs. Right hand floats up to sky. And left hand. Good. Half split. Back down. Travel the feet back. Maybe same hip dip this time, or maybe a full side plank. You rock over to the left to float the right side. And feet rock over to the right to float the left side. With variations, dropping to knees are perfectly fine. And hand comes back down, knees or not. Lower chaturanga. That's the cobra. It's over one shoulder. The other shoulder. Child pose or down dog, your choice. One more, good inhale. Exhale. Come back up to down dog. This time we'll walk our feet all the way forward. By standing forward, fold at the top. Another bonus inhale here. Exhale. All rise. Hands to heart. Good. Shift your weight onto your left foot. Start to get your right knee to float in front of you. Sometimes this balance is about all that we can do. That's great. If you can take a twist, left hand takes the outer thigh, outer knee area, and right arm tries to open up to the side. Beautiful work. Return forward, nice and easy. Hands to the heart. Take the leg back like a warrior 3. Try to land just the toes. Good. So once we're here, we either take the vertical twist, the right arm forward, left arm back, or if you want to hook your right elbow to the left thigh this time, you could go for that. That one's a little harder. So you choose. Good. Gently unwind, arms sweep up to sky, that heel drops down. Inhale. Exhale, rotate open, warrior 2. Take an extended side angle, front elbow to front thigh. The other arm is reaching really far forward. And rising up, reverse. Coming back up, straighten the front leg, triangle pose. So the left hand needs to reach forward, that tilts the back hip. And then the hand drops down to shin, top hand up to sky. Good. Keep the shoulders open, especially that top shoulder. Some people might be happy to stay here for a couple of breaths. Some people might want to take half moon pose. So you can cartwheel forward into the left hand down, half moon pose. Beautiful. We'll all softly land, coming up to warrior 2. Shorten the stance back forward into warrior 1. Front leg straightens, hands come to the hips. That keeps the hips absolutely forward. It helps you feel where the bones are. Make sure you've shortened the stance enough that back heel's all the way down. And start to tilt directly forward to front leg. So maybe we start to walk hands down to the thigh. And shin is nice. Flux or floor is also good. Big thing we're working on is keeping that front leg straight. You can stay or start to revolve the pyramid, trying to get the left hand to float up to sky. Good. As hand goes down, bump the hands forward a foot or so, supported warrior 3. Maybe from here, try that left hand floating. From the floating position, either stay or maybe try out that top hand going to that top foot up in your back. Got there, release. Everybody drop down, forward fold to the top. Good. To right. Hands to heart. And this time we're shifting our weight into our right foot. The left knee starts to float in front of us. Maybe we just stay here for balance, or maybe we start heading to the twist. With your right hand. Left hand tries to open up behind. Good. Returning forward. Hands at the heart. Hit that warrior 3. Try to land just the toes. Once we're up, either take the vertical twist or take it to elbow. To unwind, the back heel drops down, arms sweep up warrior 1. Open up warrior 2. Extended side angle, front elbow drops down, the other arm reaches. Warrior 2. To reverse. Back up warrior 2. Front leg straightens. Reach your right hand as far forward as you can. And then drop the hand to shin. Top hand continues to reach directly up. Some people might stay here a bit longer. Some people might cartwheel open to half moon. Choice. Softly land back to warrior 2. Shorten up to warrior 1, facing back forward. Front leg goes straight, hands go to the hips. Make sure the hip bones stay level with one another as we start to dive down. Directly towards the head. So we're about halfway as we start shifting the hands, maybe the thigh, shin, blocks or floor. Maybe stay, or maybe right hand starts to try floating up, revolved triangle. Drop the hand down, up forward a foot, supported warrior 3. The right hand tries to float again. Try grabbing the back toes, that's a challenge. Beautiful, open back up, drop down, forward fold. Let's roll the way up. And we circle arms up to sky. Take the left hand. Right hand goes to the low back, spiral around twist. And switch up. Second side. And up. Set the hips back. Either hook the wrist or hook the elbow. Just choose the first side. Good. Back up to heart. Second side. Wrist or elbow hook. Good. Back up. Forward fold. Legs straighten out. With the right hand. Hold the left hand. Arms lower. Work the feet back to plank or kneeling plank. Maybe try a side plank. The left hand to float. And drop down, second side. Drop down, knees up or down, lower chaturanga. Slide the hands a bit wider than the mat. I like to do tented fingers as I press up. Rotate the right shoulder to the center, drop it down a couple of inches. Good. Rotate the second shoulder. Back to the center, slide the hands in. Child pose or downward facing dog. Put the right leg up to sky. Step the right foot to outside of right hand. From here, we're going to start floating right hand up to sky. The back knee can be lifted or lowered. If you lower the back knee, you could have the option to grab the back toes. So it's all up to you, whatever you want to do. Should be opening up to front door side. Okay. Allow yourself to shift the hips back over the back knee. Front leg is straight. It's fine that it's a little bit wider than normal. Self-release down to that nice opening position for hamstring. We'll begin to take that front foot all the way over to this left top corner of the mat. Swivel the knee out to the side, lowering down toward pigeon pose. As you release down to pigeon, you have an option if you want to take it today with these twisting motions that we're doing. So that option would be left elbow down, and then this right hand just spiraling open behind your back, maybe trying to grab those front toes. The right toes, ones that are connected to this front leg, spiraling. Start to unwind the hands. The hands are planted down toward the ground. Tuck the back toes, lift up to down dog. The hips and the wiggles. Put left foot up to sky. Step left foot to the outside of left hand. Got the options here. Left foot can float. The back knee can be lifted or lowered. If you lower back knee, maybe you're grabbing back toes. Chest open. One more inhale. Exhale. Start to scoot the hips over the back knee. This front leg straightens out to that wider angle. Just continue to release the heart down. Start to head over to pigeon. Heel toe the foot all the way over to the right. Make sure hips are still level. Perhaps right elbow drops down so that the left hand can spiral around your back. Maybe you just want to take normal, and that's okay too. Another good breath in and out. Unwind. Head back up to down dog. Adding some nice wiggles for the hips. Help them recover. And ultimately dropping down to the knees. Let's reach our right hand clear up to sky. And spread that right shoulder all the way down to the ground. Maybe left hand walks up to top of mat. Maybe it wraps around the low back. Just slide the left hand in. That way we can press into it to rise. Sometimes I like to take a nice cat and a cow before I switch sides. Good. So when you're ready, left hand reaches. Thread that one all the way through. Right hand can walk up to the top of the mat or wrap around the low back, whatever feels nice. Right hand comes in front of the face so we can press into it. Nice cat. Cow. And coming down to sit. From seated, let's extend the left toes out long in front of us. This right knee is bent. So we're going to hook our left elbow around that right knee. The other hand is behind us to help our spine spiral. Even let your neck be a part of this one. Maybe even eyeballs, just gazing as far over as you can. Beautiful. Turn, let the thigh fall open. I'll circle up to sky. Exhale, stretch over that left leg. Beautiful. Rising up, switch the legs out. We're gonna hook our right elbow to that left knee, spiral around. Good, release. Let the thigh fall open. Inhale, circle up to sky. Exhale, forward. Good. As we come back up, we're gonna cradle this right leg. 3 or 4 good rocks. And help open up that hip. We'll drop it down to cross leg or shin stack maybe. Whichever you will let both sitting bones be nice and solid down. And then start to walk your hands all the way forward as far as you reach. From here, start to walk the hands over toward the right. So that pull the low back very nicely. Pull away from that hip. And walking back forward, go to the left. Give some breathing space to your hip. Return back forward, take a bonus inhale. Exhale. And rise up nice and easy. We'll switch out the legs. The left side, a couple of good rocks. Eventually drop it down, maybe cross leg, maybe shin stack. You get there, walk the hands forward. Hands a little bit to the left. A little bit over to the right. Back to center, a bonus breath in. Out. Walk back up. Maybe a few windshield wipers, knees left and knees right. That starts to feel pretty good. Allow yourself to take any lunge stretches your body might need before Shavasana. So these might be a last couple of seated stretches. It might be working to laying on your back again, maybe a happy baby pose. It's all up to you, whatever your system still needs. Could be moving another full minute or two. You could be already in that Shavasana pose. It's not a rush. It's just up to you and your body. Just listening. Connecting back to that slow breath. This breath is what leads us on to this next few minutes of relaxation. Let's begin to deepen our inhales, our exhales. Introducing little movements back to the toes, ankles and wrists. Stretching it out like we're waking up first thing in the morning. Eventually taking it over to a nice fetal position on one side. Doing maybe 2 or 3 more good relaxing breaths until you feel ready to come up to a comfortable seated place. Rise up, our hands join together in front of our heart. And we think of the various challenges that we went through today. And we start to notice how our body responds to challenges. Maybe our immediate thing is to go toward panic, to lose our breath, to just ignore things. There's different ways to respond to them. But notice perhaps if you had moments where you just connected back to the slow, deep breath. Get step by step. Listen to your body. So if that's how we persevere through our challenges, there's almost nothing that's beyond us. Because our body will help us know in one day what our limit is. Just keep on breathing, keep on taking the next step. There we are, persevering. So with perseverance to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together today with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and namaste.